Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the modern marketing agency. In a world that's always changing online, what do these agencies actually do? Well, let's break down the anatomy of a full-service agency and find out together.
It's a fantastic question, isn't it? Businesses hear the term full service, and, they kind of hope it's some magic all-in-one solution. But honestly, the term has gotten so complex. It's not just about placing a few ads anymore. It's really about navigating this huge digital maze, and that's exactly what we're going to map out. So let's start right at the beginning, the pitch. When a modern agency walks in the door to talk to a new client, what are they really selling? It's more than just a menu of services. It's a whole philosophy. Okay, now look at the statement. What's so interesting here is the shift in focus. See those keywords, data-driven and long-lasting relationships? The goal isn't just to get a single click or a one-off sale. It's about using data to build a real, genuine connection between a brand and its customers, a connection that lasts. All right, to really get a handle on this world, we have to learn the lingo. Agencies throw around a lot of buzzwords that can sound, well, a little like confusing jargon, but trust me, behind each one is a really important principle. So let's translate 4 of the most common ones you're going to hear. First up, agile. Now, in the tech world, this means one thing, but in marketing, it's all about speed. It's about how fast you can react. An agile agency isn't sitting around waiting for a quarterly report. Nope, they are watching trends as they happen, in real time, ready to pivot a campaign in a heartbeat to catch a wave. And that is how they maximize the return for their client. Next, boutique. This isn't just a fancy way of saying small. It's about being specialized. A boutique approach means they work with you, not just for you. They're all about tailoring every single strategy. They totally reject the one-size-fits-all model. Because let's face it, what works for a giant corporation probably won't work for a local business. It's all about that personal touch. Ambitious can sound like just a nice word to put on a website, but in this world, it means you never, ever settle. New platforms pop up, algorithms change overnight, and an ambitious agency actually thrives in that chaos. They are constantly learning, constantly adapting, all to keep their clients one step ahead of the competition. And finally, engaging. This right here is the absolute heart of modern marketing. It's the art of staying relevant. It means creating content that literally makes people stop scrolling, content that gets them excited, that teaches them something, and keeps a brand on their mind 24/7. Okay, so we've got the philosophy down. We're speaking the language. But how does it all actually work in practice? Well, an agency's approach isn't some rigid factory assembly line. It's more like a collaborative blueprint. This 4-step flow really shows you how it's done. It all starts with hands-on learning. Really getting inside the client's head and understanding what they need. Then it moves to collaborative decisions, where you mix hard data with big creative ideas. Step 3 is dynamic execution, which just means the plan has to be flexible, because things change. And it all leads to the final goal, delivering real, measurable results. It's a true partnership from start to finish. And now for the really fun part. We've talked about the what and the how, but what tools do they actually pull out to get the job done? Let's open up the agency's toolbox and take a look at the arsenal of expertise they have ready to go. This breakdown right here perfectly shows the blend of old school and new school. You've got the heavy hitters of the digital world, websites, SEO, Google Ads, right there next to social media powerhouses. But look, traditional media is still in the game. Radio, TV, print, they are not dead. A great modern agency knows how to weave everything together. And figuring out when to use a TikTok campaign versus, say, a billboard, that's not a guess, that's strategy. So they've made the pitch, they've followed the process, and they've used all the tools. But here comes the billion-dollar question. How do they prove any of it actually worked? Well, that brings us to the final, and I'd argue the most critical piece of the puzzle, the proof. I absolutely love this statement because it just cuts right through all the hype. For decades, marketing was treated like some kind of mysterious art form. You throw a bunch of money at a campaign and just cross your fingers and hope for the best. But today, that's all changed. It is no longer about magic. It is all about math. And this is how they do the math. Every single action can be tracked. Website analytics tell you who's visiting and what they're doing. Call tracking can show you exactly which ads are making the phone ring. Social media analytics measure every like, share, and comment. The big takeaway here is that all the guesswork is gone, replaced by cold, hard, trackable facts. And this quote just nails it. It perfectly sums up the entire modern marketing philosophy. I mean, having all the data and fancy tools in the world doesn't mean a thing if you don't know what to do with them. The real skill, the real value a great agency brings is looking at all that data and turning it into a smart, effective strategy that gets results. So let's end on this. After breaking down the pitch, the process, the tools, and the proof, it really all boils down to this one simple question. In today's world, truly successful marketing has moved out of the realm of guesswork and squarely into the world of science. And believe me, that single shift changes absolutely everything. Thanks for joining me.